Good morning and welcome to Simply Radishing Yoga. We'll begin today in Child's Pose for a gentle flow to wake up the body. Knees wide, toes together, arms stretched long. Inhaling and exhaling. The Ujjayi breath. Walk your hands over to the right, getting a deep stretch through the left side body. Breathe deeply into the left ribs, feeling that expansion. Deep inhale, powerful exhale, the Ujjayi breath of a warrior. Walk your hands back to center and then over to the left, getting in that same deep stretch through the right side body this time. Breathing in deeply to the right ribs, feeling that expansion as you fill yourself with life, the prana, and exhale to let go of anything you don't want to carry today. Come back to center and move into tabletop, shoulders stacked over wrists, and begin. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze up. Exhale, round the back, gaze down. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, round the back. These are your cat-cow breaths. Continue to move this way at your own pace here, waking up the spine and finding that connection between the breath and the body. Take any other movements you need, maybe rocking back and forth. Just continue to breathe as you move through the cat-cows. Come to a neutral spine and press up into your first downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet to wake up the hamstrings, grounding down through all four corners of the hands, pelvis pulling towards the sky. Come up on the tiptoes and drop the heels to your right, getting in a stretch through the hamstrings. Opening up, bring them back to center and drop to the other side. Finding balance, getting that same stretch in through the other side. Come back to center and see if you can drop your heels a little closer to the ground now for a breath. And then gently make your way to your top of the mat. Ragdoll, reach for opposite elbows. Sway back and forth gently. Maybe you want to nod the head yes, shake it no. Whatever movements you need here, just move with your breath. Drop the arms. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And inhale to rise to Tadasana. Cactus the arms here to open up the chest. Maybe take a little back bend. Gaze goes up. Tadasana. And fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to plant the hands and step back, plank. Draw the navel to the spine, chaturanga, lower down, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Inhale, round the back, come forward to plank, and exhale to push back into down dog. Inhale to plank, and exhale to push back. Move through a few of these with your breath, inhaling to round out and exhaling to push back into downward dog. Take one more round, press back to a downward dog, and then make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, exhale to fold, inhale to rise to Tadasana. Cactus the arms, open up the chest, Tadasana, and then fold. Halfway lift, plant the hands, jump back, chaturanga to upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Take a breath, and then make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, exhale to fold, inhale to rise, cactus the arms, open the chest, arms reach up, and exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway lift, plant the hands, step back, chaturanga to upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg floats up, open up the hip, pulling the heel towards the pelvis, And then take flipped dog, planting the right foot, reaching the right arm out long, opening up the heart, waking up the spine even more. Then flip it back over to three-legged dog, step it forward, warrior one, grounding down through the front and back feet, arms reach tall. Take a bind for humble warrior, shoulders coming inside of the right leg, inside of the right thigh, hands dropping towards the ground to open up the shoulders, inhaling back up, reach up for warrior one and open up warrior two. Shoulders stacked over the hips, arms reaching long, take peaceful warrior, reaching back, opening up the right side body, breathing into it to expand the ribs, straightening the front leg for reverse triangle, and then gently windmilling down for Trikonasana, triangle pose, reaching for a block, your shin, or the mat, whatever feels best to you. Just open up through the front body, think about your hips and your shoulders both stacking on top of one another. Gaze goes down towards your foot, and breathe into it, the Ujjayi breath of a warrior carrying you through this practice today. Bring it back up to center for wide-legged forward fold, all 10 toes facing the same way, lengthening the spine before folding over. Planting the hands on the ground, and then walking them back, fingertips pointing away from you, following the gaze out behind you. Just allowing yourself to release a little here, letting gravity do its work. Breathing into it, feeling that openness through the hamstrings. Hands plant under the face, open up the right hand towards the ceiling to get in a twist. Breathe, inhale to exhale, and switch. Other hand plants, other one opens up, twisting to the other side, breathing into it as the spine wakes up even more, finding length before planting the hand and gently making your way back up to a stand. Pivoting all 10 toes to face the front of your mat, stepping in halfway, right leg in front for pyramid. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to fold over the right leg. You can take a bind behind your back if you'd like, allowing the hands to drop towards the ground, opening up the shoulders even more as we open up the hamstrings as well. Continuing to breathe here, Ujjayi breath, the deep inhales and powerful exhales. Inhale to a halfway lift, and exhale to fold a little deeper, maybe reaching for the ground this time on either side of the right foot, allowing the hamstrings to open up while keeping that long spine, and rise. Step forward, Tadasana, high mountain and fold. Inhale to halfway lift, plant the hands, plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Take a couple of deep grounding breaths here, inhaling and exhaling, and then inhaling to float the left leg up this time, taking three-legged dog, then opening up the hip. Left foot drops back, flipped dog, reaching long with the left arm, opening up the heart, finding that back flexibility before flipping it back over for three-legged dog, and then stepping the left foot through for warrior one. Arms reach tall, grounding down through the feet. Reach behind you to clasp the hands for a bind, and take humble warrior, this time coming inside of the left thigh, arms reaching down towards the ground above your head to get that deep shoulder stretch again. And breathe here. Bring it back up and open up into warrior two. shoulders stacked over the hips, and then reach back for peaceful warrior, opening up the left side body again, breathing deeply into the left ribs to find that expansion for straightening the leg for reverse triangle. And once again, windmilling down, Trikonasana, triangle pose, reaching for your shin, a block, or the mat. Hips stacking over one another, shoulders stacking over one another. Gaze can go up towards the top hand or down towards the ground. Whatever feels best on your neck, just open up here, all through the front body, and then bring it back up to center. Stepping halfway through for pyramid pose on the left, train tracking the feet, lengthening the spine, taking your bind, and folding over the left leg. Allow the shoulders to open as the hands drop over your head towards the ground. Finding that length in both hamstrings, you may notice a difference here and one leg being a little tighter than the other. That's okay. Just breathe here and allow this leg to open up. Inhale and exhale. Then inhale to a halfway lift and exhale to fold a little deeper, maybe this time reaching for the ground with your hands, folding over that front leg, allowing gravity to take over a little, lengthening the spine as well. Just breathe. Then bring it back to the front of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, Tadasana, high mountain, and fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Plant the hands, take it back to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog, and breathe. Inhale to round the back and come forward to plank, and exhale to push back to down dog. Take a few more rounds of these breaths we took earlier, from plank to down dog, just moving with the breath, forward and back. As you come forward for your next plank, hold it here, and then lower down to the ground to your belly. Take a breath, and then flip it over onto your back, and begin to set up for bridge pose. Back meets the ground, feet planted, and then inhaling deeply to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, finding strength all through the back of the body, engaging the glutes, grounding down through the feet. You can bring the hands together to meet one another if you'd like. You can reach them over to your head. Whatever feels best to you, just take those movements, continue to lift the hips up as high as they can go, finding that strength here, strengthen the legs, strengthen the glutes, strengthen the spine, and continue to breathe. Lower down, prepare for wheel, planting the hands on either side of your head, open up. This is the pinnacle of your practice where your heart is the most open. So allow yourself to take this to your edge, the farthest you can go. Maybe try something new. Continue to breathe here if you are in wheel. That Ujjayi breath, breathing in the power you need and exhaling to let go. Take one more deep inhale and lower down. Take Supta Baddha Konasana here, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Place one hand on the belly and one on the heart, feeling that powerful breath fill up your body and release. Breathe deeply here. Inhale and exhale. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Allow yourself to release here. Before bringing the knees together, feet come up, reaching for opposite edges. Happy baby. Opening up the hips, drawing the knees towards your shoulders, rolling along the spine, taking any movements you need before we close out our practice. So just move with your breath here, and as you're ready, I invite you to release the feet, to allow the legs to extend long on your mat, to allow the arms to release beside you. Shavasana. We have nothing left to do but rest. Take Shavasana for as long as you need. Thank you all for practicing with me today, and thank yourself for doing this for you. Namaste.